Twitter. You probably saw my tweet at like 2 o'clock in the morning last night. Basically what happened was I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I had an amazing video idea. And when I have these ideas, I have to write them down. So I took out my phone, I wrote it down, and I went back to sleep. Woke up this morning, read the idea, thought it was genius. I'm like, maybe I should do this more often, write down my ideas at 2 o'clock in the morning. So that is what today's video is on. In today's video, I'm gonna teach you how to cry like a professional. When I say professional, I just mean I wanna teach you how to cry. I want to break down the stigma around crying, and I just want to have a conversation about crying. That's today's video. I hope you enjoy it. I want you to forget everything that you know about crying up until this point. Men typically have more trouble with crying than women do. And that is because we teach men at a very young age to keep their emotions in, to bottle them up, to be a manly man. And that's really not normal and natural for our bodies. We need to cry to express our emotions naturally. Fact. Boys and girls cry evenly up until the age of 12. But then as adults, men only cry 7 times out of the year, when women cry 47 times out of the year. It's more socially acceptable for a woman to cry than a man to cry in our society. I want you to know that crying is not a sign of weakness. You are not weak or less of a person if you cry. There are so many benefits for crying. It relieves stress, it gets out those negative toxins in your body, and it also boosts your mood. People say that after they cry, they feel better. It relieves that emotion or that stress or that anxiety inside of you. So crying is actually good for you. So before I teach you how to cry and the right conditions to cry, I want you to give yourself permission to cry. I want you to say to yourself, it's okay for me to feel this way. I'm not weak. I'm not less of a person because I cry. I'm allowing myself to cry. Crying is a great coping skill, and I tell you guys all the time that I cry a lot. I'm more than that 47 times a year. I know that I cry a lot. But I like it. It's one of my favorite coping skills. And when you cry, you are allowing yourself to be you. You are allowing your body to do what it does naturally, and how it naturally gets rid of anxiety and stress. Okay, let's set the mood. Let's do some crying. I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's do it. Find a good place to cry. Most people like to cry alone or by themselves, either in their bedroom, another room in the house, in the shower is very common, or just take a hike in the woods, find a nice little shady meadow, and let it out. Before you cry, you need to clear your head. Many people distract themselves from crying or distract themselves from their feelings by staying at work longer so they don't have to come home and cry. Or interacting with social media is a really big distraction. That's probably why you're here. Hi. Some people just go out and they don't come home and let themselves be alone. A lot of people don't want to be alone with their emotions because they will cry and they're scared of that. But you need to not be afraid of who you are and afraid of what your body does naturally. I want you to think about what is making you sad. I know, you probably don't want to think about what is making you sad because then it'll make you more sad. But trust me, this is how we cry. This is how we work through our emotions. Instead of distracting yourself with social media or never being alone, I want you to be alone and feel your emotions. And I want you to focus on these emotions and let them come up naturally. I have a lot of tips on helping you get those emotions up because I am a crying professional and I'm going to teach you about it. Look at old pictures. Pictures of when you were a kid, of happy memories. If you're missing someone and that's why you're crying, maybe look at pictures of them. Watch sad movies. I used to do this a lot when I was a teenager. I would just watch a bunch of chick flicks and cry. It made me feel so much better. Some sad movies can be Titanic, Marley and Me, My Sister's Keeper, The Notebook. I mean, get a chick flick, turn it on. I mean, I just cried hysterically at The Fault in Our Stars. But turn on a movie with emotional significance to you. Maybe you're missing a person, like I keep saying. Sometimes we want to cry because we miss somebody. Turn on a movie that you guys like to watch together. I know when I miss my dad, I love to watch movies that remind me of him that he liked, like Ghostbusters and Monty Python and the Holy Grail and Groundhog Day and just silly movies like that. And I cry hysterically at Ghostbusters because of that reason. So it doesn't need to be a sad movie. It could be a movie movie with significance to you and significance to the situation that you are in. Another way to cry is listen to sad music. I do this religiously, and I know my routine, my crying routine, involves sad music. So find music that you find sad or has some significance to you. Any song by Coldplay, like their earlier songs, oh my gosh. The XY CD from Coldplay, put that on, I'll be crying for like hours. That's the CD that just gets me going. Find something that works for you and create your own crying routine. After you've created your own crying routine, you found a movie, you found a song, you found a picture, you found something, don't hold back. Let it happen. I know if you've been told that you are weak if you cry, it's a common thing to hold it back, but I want you to let it swell out and just let it out and let it happen, because this is a healthy coping skill for you. And once it starts, once you get going, don't stop. Don't stop now. Don't try to distract yourself. Just let it happen. The average crying time is 6 minutes, but it can go anywhere between like the standard deviation of 2 minutes. And then after you're done crying, feel better, because crying makes you feel better. A lot of people say after crying, after they've cried and let that emotion that they've been holding down inside out, they feel so much better. I don't know about you, but I feel so good after crying. So just feel better and hold on to that emotion and remind yourself that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to let your emotions out in a healthier way. Holding it in, punishing yourself is not a good coping skill, but crying is the best coping skill. Obviously, crying all of the time is not healthy, and if that pertains to you or if you're doing that, please seek professional help. Crying all the time is a symptom of much bigger things going on, but crying every once in a while is totally normal. And I want you guys to know that there is no shame in crying, and there is no shame in saying out loud that you're not okay. It's okay to do that. Give yourself that permission. Tell yourself it's okay to cry. I'm okay with crying. Tell yourself that. Maybe cries all of the time. I hope this video helps someone out there. I hope this helped you create your own crying routine. Let me know down in the comments below, what helps you cry? Is there a certain movie or a certain song or a certain thing that you do or routine you do that helps you cry and get in the crying spirit? Let me know down below. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in another video.